Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Musalia Mudavadi is proving to be the beloved disciple in the Ruto administration. For those who read their Bibles, I don't know about the Quran, I'm a Christian. But in the Bible scholars believe that among the 12 disciples, John was the most beloved. Of course, he was also the youngest among the 12 disciples. That is proven in the Bible. In every administration, there is that one cabinet secretary, that one leader that is always loved by the president, by the powers that be. It is only in family ties, the nuclear families, where we are advised that you should love all your children equally. But it is also crystal clear that for you to become the most beloved, there must be reasons. Either the way you manifest your characteristics is in tandem with the person who is in the leadership. Musalia Mudavadi represented William Ruto during the presidential inauguration ceremony in Nigeria. He was also sent to represent William Ruto just recently in Abuja, where Mr. Tinubu, president-elect, was taking oath of office. And today, Mudavadi is en route to Angola to represent the president again. I mean, by all signs and symptoms, Mudavadi has become the beloved. For those who follow my channel, I have always maintained on this channel that there are two politicians who are likable. Have you seen those people who are just likable? They can fit everywhere and anywhere. Wale ni wao ambao hawajachokoza mtu, or people just don't find a reason to dislike them. But of course, no one is impeccable. Those who like Mudavadi say that he's a man who is polite, and I think they love him for being such a polite guy. But the opponents of Mudavadi says that when you need a man who is courageous enough, men of valor who can stand in the wake of tribulation and speak for their people, then note him. It is reported that Mudavadi flies to another country to represent Ruto in a top event days after Tinubu's inauguration. And it goes on to say, just days after Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi represented President William Ruto in Nigeria for the inauguration of President Bola Tinubu, he is set to represent the head of state in another country. According to the notice issued by the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Mudavadi will be in Angola, Luanda, where he will represent the head of state at the summit of heads of state and government of the signatory countries of the Framework Agreement for Peace, Security and Coordination for the Democratic Republic of Congo and the region. And someone was asking me, why does President Ruto prefer Musalia Mudavadi to either his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, or the Foreign Cabinet Secretary, Alfred Mutua? And I was thinking through, and I think I've got only 3 reasons why Musalia Mudavadi is preferred to Rigathi Gachagua or Alfred Mutua. Number 1, when you see where Musalia Mudavadi is being sent, that is a place where dignitaries, in fact, where African states, heads of states, meet frequently. And it is an opportunity to cut to expand your territory, to make friends. It is an opportunity even to meet investors. And so for you to send someone in such a place, you need someone you trust. And I believe that William Ruto trusts Mudavadi. William Ruto understands and he remembers very well in retrospect what happened between him and the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And he knows very well that when he realized that Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to hand over power to Raila, or he preferred Raila as his choice of president, he had to go behind his back, try to look for deals around, to sign deals with the USA and Britain. He was never given an opportunity to travel outside the country as much. I remember the last time he wanted to travel to Uganda, he was humiliated. So he understands very well that the kind of leadership that his deputy has manifested, the deputy president is a go-getter. If he gets an opportunity to sign deals, I'm telling you, he would do it without blinking. He understands how his deputy rose to become the running mate, because they were given an opportunity to elect. The Kenya Kwanza was given an opportunity to elect or to give William Ruto a running mate, and they voted the current cabinet secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Kithure Kindiki. But the deputy president bullied his way, and William Ruto understands the kind of a man he is, so he does not want him to meet those presidents. Number two, he can meet investors who can sponsor him. And you see, power corrupts. He can easily get someone there and who will tell him, don't wait for 2032. Go for it. We will sponsor you, because you look at the electorate in Central, in Mount Kenya. If the deputy president can get hold of that chunk of electorate, there will be trouble for William Ruto. And in fact, if you ask, William Ruto does not even want the deputy president to control Mount Kenya, because the day he controls that region, it will be over for William Ruto. You've seen the deputy president trying to consolidate power, intimidating the Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president, those whom he believes can become obstacles on his way as the kingpin. And so William Ruto does not want this. And that is the reason why he prefers Musalia Mudavadi. Number two, the way Musalia Mudavadi carries himself, with the experience that he's had as a vice president, as the minister, or in that lucrative environment of finance, his education, Musalia Mudavadi can represent the country very well. He can represent the president very well. He understands protocol. He understands bilateral topics and relationships. The day during the inauguration ceremony, when William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua were taking oath of office, Rigathi Gachagua did not mind that there were guests who had been invited. He spilled the beans. He spilled the beans. He started washing dirty linen in public. The outgoing president needs some respect, even if he plundered the country, he messed up. But Rigathi Gachagua decided to humiliate Uhuru Kenyatta, who, despite the fact that his candidate did not win, decided to come and hand over the sword according to the constitution. And for that reason, he needed some respect. But our deputy went overboard. And William Ruto understands him that there are times when you need to showcase decorum. He does not have decorum, and that is why he's not needed in those events. This has really led to a bitter altercation between the two camps. Did you realize that during the Madaraka celebration, the deputy president did not recognize the office or the presence of the office of the prime cabinet secretary? William Ruto has made his choice and is telling the Mulembe nation, I like your guy. If you ask me, I think Musalia Mudavadi is likable. If you give me Musalia Mudavadi and Rigathi Gachagua, I would easily go for Musalia Mudavadi. You know, as a president of a country, if at all the two of them would take over, we need someone who is sober. As the commander-in-chief, you can easily take people to war. So we need someone who is sober, someone who is a bit composed. And on this, I agree with William Ruto for his choice. I don't know what you think, but this is my take.